Some people disappear from your life not because you failed, but because God removed them as a form of protection. And the longer you cling to what He's trying to subtract, the more you delay what He's trying to build. The most shocking part is that many of these exits feel like betrayal, rejection, or even punishment, but in reality, they are divine interventions disguised as heartbreak. You pray for peace, for purpose, for elevation, but what if the first step toward that is isolation? You ask God to use you, but then you panic when He begins to prune you, and pruning always involves cutting. John 15:2 says He cuts off every branch that bears no fruit, and sometimes that branch is a relationship, a friend, a connection you leaned on more than Him. People you thought would be with you forever suddenly shift, turn cold, walk away, and it stings. Because God doesn't always give you a warning before He moves. He doesn't explain Himself when He removes someone who is secretly blocking your growth, draining your spirit, or contaminating your calling. You might not see it in the moment, but some people were carrying hidden jealousy, secret compromise, or toxic influence that your spirit couldn't detect, but God saw it and moved faster than you would have. The person who left without a goodbye, they were part of a season, not your destiny. The sudden silence, it was divine noise cancellation so you could finally hear God clearly. Proverbs 13:20 says, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm." And sometimes that harm is spiritual stagnation. You don't even realize how much you've slowed down until the wrong person is gone and suddenly your fire returns. The hidden truth is that elevation requires separation. Abraham couldn't fully walk into God's promise until he parted ways with Lot, Genesis 13. And you too will find that certain promises are geographically and relationally locked. They require you to leave before you receive. And don't think it's always about the other person being toxic. Sometimes God removes people you love deeply because your attachment to them was starting to eclipse your dependence on Him. That friendship, that relationship, that mentor, when they became a substitute for the Holy Spirit's guidance, their removal became necessary for your spiritual alignment. You were starting to build your plans around them instead of listening for God's whisper, and He had to shake the foundation before it became a stronghold. Romans 8:28 isn't a comfort verse, it's a reality check. All things work together for good, including the exits you didn't expect. So instead of asking, why did they leave? Ask, what is God clearing space for? Because something sacred is on the other side of your release. Peace, clarity, purpose, maybe even your assignment. The hidden cost of keeping the wrong person close is missing the voice of God in your own life. So here's the challenge. Stop mourning what God has already moved. Stop reopening doors He closed for your protection, and start walking like someone who trusts that every subtraction is making space for something eternal.